Okay, thank God. I really didn't want to cast with such a shitty resolution. Thank you very much. Production trolling us here hardcore. Bottom left of the map we have on Neo Planet as the player, the 1-0 lead. It is
Samsung Ken Roro from Korea.
10 Overlord, no 10 pools.
Oh, I nearly got a heart attack there. I was like, please no, please no. To the top right we have for a foreign team, it is for Evil Geniuses, down one map.
Yeezy Revival Raid Call from America.
Participated in WCS America, let's see what he can do here. Will he be able to force a third game? Will Roro suffer his second map loss in the heart of the swarm in ZVZ at his hands?
Yep, so we're going to find out here. Identical openings so far. No early pools.
Doesn't take any chances this time,
Revival just had to pull himself together here if he wants to be able to get out of this.
A lot of pressure here on him, of course. This is one of those scenarios where you are behind. Your tournament life is on the line. A young player, Roro, much more experience, but Roro also a beast in this matchup. Both of them are starting with a pool before hatch.
Yep, neither of them cutting any corners here. The question now becomes who will take the gas first. Obviously both of them going to take hatcheries at identical timings. Revival just a little bit later on sending his drone down, but actually Roro more so a little bit too early. As you can see, both of them starting them right at the 240 mark.
This is going to come down to a macro game, and very different from what we've seen on map number 1, where Revival took a bit of a chance, tried to be aggressive, was hoping for a hatch first. Roro going into pool instead.
Yeah. Much faster gas for Roro here. But of course this delays his queen just a little bit.
Revival is also a pretty good ZVZ player. That's something that we should mention here too. But the difference between his matches and the matches of Roro is that most of the games that Revival won in Zerg vs Zerg were against foreigners. And it's something, I mean, the truth hurts, but yeah, Koreans are just a lot better in StarCraft.
A lot better.
It's just a fact. There's a reason why we have now the top 8 being only Koreans. So Revival was able to take down Snoot. He won against Sappy, he won against Scarlet, and the only kind of loss that he got was against Effort and versus Revival. So he himself has a very positive record in Zerg vs Zerg, but it's just different. The statistics are worth a lot more if you make all of your wins on the back of Korean opponents instead of foreigners.
Yeah, don't forget he also just lost one map to Demaga as well.
Yeah, and a very uncomfortable truth here. But so, right now, foreigners are doing better and better. Like each month, each year, we are getting better with the StarCraft 2, with RTS games in general, but the Koreans are still ahead of us,
yeah.
So that's something that has to be acknowledged.
That's the thing, I mean, foreigners are definitely getting better, a lot better, but Koreans are also getting a lot better too, so they're trying to close the gap. Tournaments like WCS offering people from all over the world to try to compete against Koreans, and so far this tournament, the 3 players who made it all the way here, who qualified, all failed in the first round, not able to make it to the brackets. Roach Warren going down here for Revival.
Yeah, he's skipping a Baneling Nest, he's going into the Roach Warren, and he immediately drops an Evolution Chamber at the front, so he can block now with Queens, which is really important. He needs those. If there's aggression, if there are Zerglings coming his way, he needs to have those in position.
He has 4 Queens, in fact, as well, so a lot of Queens to help block. He's going to have Transfuses. And Revival already supply blocked and will be further so, yeah, losing this Overlord.
And the Queen is out on the map, and usually this is something that you try to avoid, because if Lings run in, then you might lose the Queen. But we have a bit of a hit squad here from Roro that is now spotted by the Overlord, but those were just there to make sure that the Queen has a bit of backup.
Yeah, and as a result of the opening of Revival, he doesn't have Lings to send across the map anyway. Speed is done, wall is closed though. He sees what he wants to see though, which is the Roach Warren and the Evolution Chamber, which is not researching. So he has full awareness of what's happening, starts double Evolution Chamber back at home, and will probably start a lair along with this.
We will see heavy upgrades for him, that much is for sure. And we already have now for Revival a slight lead overall in supply, but he has of course the drones now out. He's just getting more and more drones, he's going into the roaches right away. Is most likely going to lose another Overlord. This Queen is really active on the map, trying to shut down all the scouting that could potentially go on for Revival here.
Yeah, coming in right now.
That's
Nice.
the +1/+1 for Ro16.
Notice Roar also shuts down one of the tumors of his opponent. He's got lings on both sides. And the reason why he does this is because he's not sure if a Roach timing is coming out for Revival or not. So just in case that's going to happen, while he's trying to tech up and get double upgrades, he wants to make sure the creep is as pushed back as possible.
Yep. By the way, if you jump on Team Liquid right now, you can make the first post on page 300 of the live thread.
Yeah.
We have double upgrades a lot faster here for the Samsung Khan player, but also Revival going to upgrades. And he has the faster layer tech, so this is a little bit the trade-off that they make here, dedicating the gas first to the double upgrades in case of Ro16, whereas Revival said, okay, the layer is more important to me. I want to have my Roach speed out earlier. But at this point, we have the third base going down for Ro16, and this is very crucial in the game. He wants to have that extra gas, but it has been spotted by Revival. So Revival has now those choices, going into a third on his own, making sure that he's able to catch up here, or trying to prepare his timing and attack.
A lot of Overlords going down here, like a ridiculous amount for both players.
That scout is not going to happen. These two Zerglings have no chance. There are way too many Roaches.
He wants to see how many Roaches there are, though, so he gets a good idea of how his defense on his third base is going to be. And what he basically saw was there's not a ton of Roaches there, so he should be okay with the rush distance on this map. And yeah, it's just going to be Revival deciding to take his own third hatch as well.
Yeah. +1/+1 is going to finish for both of these players. This is just going to be a Roach battle, like in the good old days. ZVZ was for a long time also about Zerglings and Banelings, but it was for a significant amount of time at the end of Links of Liberty. There's Roach against Roach, and we are back.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll see any Infestors join the mix off of Lair Tech as well. Probably so, if this commits, and then even maybe, just maybe, some Hydralisk as well.
Yeah, Hydra Switch, of course, always really strong. Revival having a lot more Harvesters here, 11 in total, additional ones, that gives him a lead in the income, and he also takes a supply lead here. So Revival actually has a decent position. We have those upgrades out. Ro16 has speed for the Zerglings. That's something where he committed 100 gas that Revival skipped on. So Revival is just going for a massive amount of Roaches and nothing else, +2/+2 already on the tab. And he can take this game. He's
ahead.
A little bit ahead of his opponent here.
Yeah, definitely so. A lot of this game will be decided by micro, and those upgrades make it a lot easier. Right now, Revival has, you know, he's got those upgrades going out much faster, and Roar has 250 gas, but he doesn't have the minerals to support the 2/2 upgrades. Almost looks like he just wants to attack right now rather than ever going into the upgrades. I don't see that working, considering the position on the map Revival has. His creep is not spread to his third base, it's spread past it. It's a little bit of a strange situation that we have there.
He doesn't saturate the third. So he has never planned to saturate the third. His harvester count is perfect to actually saturate two bases. He's at 44 against 55. But he doesn't have really a lot more Roaches than his opponent. He's moving out with this, but to be quite frank, Revival has a decent spot here. He can fight those Roaches, can just make sure that he's rallying out his own, and then at some point his upgrades are going to kick in.
Yeah, I definitely think that Revival, as long as he doesn't make any huge mistakes, has almost already won this game, just simply because he has way more. Is he going to go for a run by here and kill drones?
Yeah. Gets into the main base, and he forces Ro16 back. Ro16 is moving back. We have a big battle though at the left side of the map, and here we go, the better position here for Revival. They can trade evenly here. They have the same number of Roaches, but Revival's +2/+2 is going to be ready for the next fight.
Yep, and more drones being killed here. Reinforcements coming in for Ro16, just does not quite have enough here. He will trade almost evenly.
Yeah, we will have now a position where Revival is going to lose a bit more supply, but he has those upgrades coming in, and once they are there, then it's basically good night Ro16.
Yeah, very true. And here's the rest of the reinforcements for Revival. Both players not exactly very confident in that fight.
Ro16 now taking that supply lead for a few seconds, but the Queen is going down at the third base, and now +2/+2 about to be done. Armor's there. Here comes attack. This is the time where Revival has to hit. He's a bit behind in the Roach count, but that is not going to help Ro16 if Revival executes as well.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Both players dead even on supply, but the upgrades are something that Ro16 will never catch up on. It's impossible.
Keep the economy in mind. We have more Harvesters for Revival. He has the better production, therefore.
He has also the better saturation. There's not a single drone mining right now for Ro16 at his third base. He's trying to get Burrow to catch up, keep up with his opponent in that regard.
Yeah, here comes once again Ro16, but now we have the army supply equalized. Still more Harvesters for Revival, takes the supply lead, and he has +2/+2.
That was kind of a weird little Roach pop-up there. Roro, though, if he keeps all of his army more together than the Revival, or takes a weird engagement where Revival doesn't mess up his concave, maybe he can win. But I just don't see it. I just don't see it happening.
A Roach run by to the left side of the map. Here comes Roro attacking into the concave of Revival. Revival with a +2/+2 against 1-1. More Roaches here for Roro, but Revival can get his reinforcements in, and there's another set of units at the bottom left.
He's killing so many drones over there. Revival just has to run away and buy some more time to get his better upgraded Roaches out. He's killing the economy of his opponent. Roach Warren is targeted though.
Oh god, Revival, he cannot lose. He cannot possibly lose this game.
Well, he goes for his opponent's Roach Warren as well.
Yeah,
so.
and he's sniping it. He's definitely gonna get it. There is no queen for transfuses, but there's still so many Roaches left for Roro. Revival with his run by to the bottom left just had a situation where he could not best his opponent's unit count to the top right.
Yeah, but look at all these reinforcements coming out for Revival. He still has the better upgrades. He's starting to clean this up.
The much better upgrades here, and they definitely come through for him. Once again, the supply lead here for Revival, and he has his own Roach Warren already on the way, but we have also a lot more harvesters for him. Once again, the better economy.
It's incredible to see that Roro can stay ahead in supply in such a game where he's been behind in upgrades for almost half of the game, it feels like.
He has the army supply, but the problem for him really being on the clock here.
His economy is dead.
The longer he waits, the more he's going to lose. The Roach Warren is done for Revival, and he's already building additional Roaches, 11 at a time, and he has such a good economy that he will eventually overwhelm Roro. But I have to admit that for a second there, I really thought that Revival might have lost the game.
Roro is about 20 supply up in army. He needs to hit his timing right now. If he doesn't, I mean, even with the 20 supply, is that even enough to make up for the upgrades? I'm not even quite sure about that.
Not with Revival now, just massing Roaches. Revival is building so much behind this that Roro, every second that he loses here, will bring him further and further behind the game. He has the army supply is still equal, but now that we have the entire army of Revival at one point, he is going to overwhelm Roro.
Yep, killing a few Roaches here for free. Well, that's gonna turn the tide of battle. But if he can get a surround on this army of Revival on the left side of the map, that could make him win this game.
If Revival loses this game, I'm gonna face pump so hard I'm gonna drop over the fence of our balcony here.
Oh, please don't do that. Oh, here we go.
The Roach numbers are better for Roro. Where are Revival's Roaches? He's getting surrounded.
He's surrounded here, and the Lings are doing some serious damage as well.
Seriously, Revival, I'm not gonna survive that fall.
He's actually crushing this.
Yeah. How on earth is Revival losing that game?
I don't know, man. I'm like looking at the numbers. I'm like, God, those are 2s and those are 1s on those upgrades.
I think
he lost his hatch. Remember, he lost his hatch at the natural. He had a lot of lost mining there, but he still had a decent economy because Roro didn't have a lot of drones. But still, Roro was just taking better engagements over and over and over again. Revival's Roaches are not always together.
Those units as well. It's like.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit strange what we're seeing here, but Revival now backed into a corner. He doesn't have the ability to get a better concave. His hatchery is contaminated.
His third, he has to save his third. He's walking in once again. What are the Roach numbers? I don't want to see production. I want to see
47-35 in favor of Roro, who's going to snipe the hatch and get away.
Snipe, and suddenly he has the better economy. He lost a few of the Roaches there. And the Roach numbers at this point are 38-45. Revival, come on, you can take this. That army is damaged.
Now this is Roro is making another comeback. This is the second time he's been able to make such a comeback. I mean, obviously he hasn't won it just yet, but he's making waves here. He was able to do so against Damaga on this very map, and now he's starting to get a huge lead in supply. He needs to start his additional upgrades though.
Yeah, he's falling apart here a little bit. Revival. How is it possible that Revival has 3? Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm like being stupid here. He just lost the third base, of course, so he has to rebuild that. Oh, I cannot believe that he is in this position.
Well, I mean, believe it, Calder.
This is +2/+2 versus 1-1. And the Roach numbers were never this convincingly in Roro's favor. It was just this army that he sent to the left side. The run by Idea was like a good one, but he could have just walked straight over and crushed this army. Now we suddenly have a massive army supply here for Roro, and it's just going to get worse.
Yeah, it's going to get worse and worse. Right now, 140-114. And the upgrades for Roaches, you know, they usually do make a much bigger difference, especially the attack upgrade. It's just always the position, you know, surrounding an army of roaches, catching an army of roaches when it's smaller than it should be. And now the Concave goes to Revival, though he still has those better upgrades. Can he win this fight? It's all down to this.
This is the fight that really counts. Even the Queen comes in. He's getting more reinforcements there. All the Queens are committing to this. He's using a few transfuses here as well. And suddenly, Roro is the one who has to hightail it out. Oh, thank God I don't have to jump down off in the balcony. Few roaches here at the third base, but this time he's not going to snipe it.
Roro just, he never got the time to get the 2-2 out. This composition, this army advantage is not going to last him forever.
No, that's definitely true. And now with the third base up again, the drone count comes into play once more. So this time he also has, of course, the better economy after this. And we have also mineral patches starting to deplete at some point for Roro. Let's not forget about that. But the roach number is definitely in Revival's favor right now. And with the roach, or 43 to 46, and with the roach count equal and the better upgrades, that game is won.
Hydralisk then goes down for Revival.
But that's like crazy. Seriously, that is like, wow. That he was able to get into that position.
Incredible play by Roro here. Really just making sure that he takes all the right engagements. I'm very impressed. It's still, he's still behind in this game. He starts the +2, feels like 10 minutes late.
Yeah, that game should have actually, that could have ended a long time ago, but Roro picking the best fights possible and always being exactly where he had to be and forcing Revival back, sniping the bases here and making that happen. That is like incredible. Revival is going into Hydralisks right now. He doesn't feel confident enough to just rely on his upgrade advantage on the roach numbers. He's looking at it as like saying, okay, I have the better economy, I have to just start my tech now, and then I'm gonna win it later on.
And he should be able to do just that. Roro, he's out of luck. I mean, he had perfect engagements over and over and over again, but that doesn't win you games when you're this far behind. He's got 2-2 on the way, but it's way, way, way off. I mean, if he turtles and Revival gives him too much time, that's the only way. And Revival's also going now into the infestation pit so he can get infestors out and get those fungals down.
I mean, right now we have him with a Hydralisk. He has the roaches. He's ahead in supply. He can take this game. The army supply is the same, but the upgrades, he cannot possibly think he can wait until the +2/+2 is finished.
I don't think he's going to wait. He has a timing here with his Hydras. Yeah. He knows it.
And he uses it. He's moving in. I'm just scared. I'm really just scared. I hope for a third game. I want to have this third game. Revival moving in, and Roro now with a good concave. But the Hydralisks are there, and Roro is not baited in this. He had a trap here with the borrowed roaches, but now here they are engaging. Roro is moving closer and closer, but his supply is dropping. We have even a flank from the left side, and Revival is crushing this army.
The upgrades, the Hydras never able to. He was never able to close distance on those. And Revival will force the third game here. Very well played. GG.
Whoa.
Intense game. Very, very close.
That was... I really did not see Roro cutting it this close in this game. I really thought, okay, +2/+2 is done. Roro thinks it's a good idea to engage. They have the identical roach numbers. This game cannot possibly go any longer. The fight is going to end overwhelmingly in Revival's favor, and he takes it. And then Roro gets the craziest positions, the best concaves ever.
He surrounded a group of 30 roaches with like 39 roaches. I mean, that's how he engaged this. Just always having the better position. It was insane.
Yeah, and he pushed Revival back, and Revival was on the edge of losing, or even losing his third base. And Roro, oh my god. I mean, Revival takes that game, and that is an impressive feat. We talked about Roro so far only losing one single map in Heart of the Swarm against Zerg. That was his second map that he lost. And now it goes all down to a game 3. Whew.
Yeah, I wonder if this gets into Revival's head a little bit, even though he was winning that game. The struggling so much, knowing he was ahead, but still struggling so much. The final map is Akalon Waste here, and this is going to be the final map of the entire night. There's nothing left but this one. This decides everything.
This is it, guys. This is it for the day. Revival or Roro. One of the two will advance, and we will find out after this map. It is a kill on waste. It is the last map of the day. This is what it all comes down to. Revival can do it. He can pull through here. He can really make that happen. He just showed it in the last game. It took a long time, and we really struggled a lot more than we thought he would. But he pulled it off. He took that win and forced Roro into the third game. And Roro is now looking at this, and he realizes he could lose it.
Yeah, he could lose it. He could lose to the EG player. It's all down to Akalon Waste. The map is up. It's loaded. Let's jump into it.